Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and we are going to continue now through the book of Jubilees. Okay? Thank you so much, subscribers, new listeners, returning listeners, and karmics. I hope you're learning something and healing yourselves and repenting for all of your nasty, dirty deeds. Okay? Again, I am in very much warrior mode this morning. I woke up this morning after a dream I had involving Judy and Kevin, the sperm donor, and in which they were trying to discipline me with paddles that I took out of their hands and chased them out of the school with, swinging at them, trying to hit them with the same things that they were hitting me with. Okay? So, let's pick up with in the first section. We are picking up in the 27th verse. Okay? And he said to the angel of the presence, write for Moses from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And the Lord will appear to the eyes of all, and all will know that I am the God of Israel and the Father of all the children of Jacob. And king on Mount Zion for all eternity. And Zion and Jerusalem will be holy. And the angel of the presence who went before the camp of Israel took the tablets of the divisions of the years, from the time of the creation of the law and the testimony of the weeks, of the jubilees according to the individual years, according to all the number of the jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the new creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed, and all the creation according to the powers of the heaven, and according to all the creation of the earth. So we know that this is after the flood. Until the sanctuary of the Lord shall be made in Jerusalem. This has not happened yet. On Mount Zion, and all the luminaries will be renewed for healing, and for peace and for blessing all the elect of Israel, and that thus it may be from that day until all the days of the earth. Okay. And this is the same section, I guess, or same chapter. And the angel of the presence spake to Moses according to the word of the Lord, saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days the Lord God finished all his works and all that he created, and kept Sabbath on the seventh day, that's Saturday, not Sunday, and hallowed it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works. For on this day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the spirits which serve before him, the angels of the presence, and the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the spirit of fire, and the angels of the spirit of the winds, and the angels of the spirits of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoarfrost, winter, or blizzards, and angels of the voices, and of the thunder, and of the lightning. Man would have you to believe, but there's one deity. That's why the Pope stands up there like he's all holier than thou with that bullshit on. Okay? Yes, I'm talking about the Catholic Church. Confirmation with that boom. That's why the priest stands up there like he's the only one. Okay? Demonic. Okay? And the angels of the spirits of cold and of heat, and of the winter and of the springs, and of autumns and of summer, and all of the spirits of the creatures which are in the heavens and on the earth, he created the abysses and the darkness, eventide and night. So high tide, low tide, right? And the light, dawn and day. Which he hath prepared in the knowledge of his heart. And thereupon we saw his works, and praised him and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day, and on the second, did I move forward too fast? Oh, yes, okay. And on the second day, he created the firmament in the midst of the waters, and the waters were divided on that day. Half of them went above, and half of them went below the firmament. And that was in the midst over the face of the whole earth. And this was and by the way, a lot of this Enoch, we go through with the book of Enoch. Enoch specifically goes through these portals and sees and tells us how these things were created, how the angels actually move the esoteric, the stars and the sun, the moon, and how they rotate these things and bring these things about so that half the earth is on sun, half the earth is on moon, and vice versa as the earth rotates, okay? Enoch showed us this, okay? Moses is really getting a summary. Firmament in the midst over the face of the whole earth, and this was the only work God created on the second day. On the third day, he commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into the place. And it's interesting that in Genesis, it just says God created the heaven and the earth, God created, right? It doesn't tell you about the angels. It does not say anything in your Bible. That's how you know it's a half-truth, which is a whole lie. That's how you know. They say nothing about the angels being created. They say nothing about the esoteric beings being created. Nothing whatsoever in the book of Genesis. They don't want you to know that. Again, they want you to pray to God and worship a man or a woman who stands up and supposed to be the proclaimer of the truth and the only one you speak to. Again, tell this human being all your secrets while they are playing with the penises of your son that you sent to their school or church. Okay? I don't know how much more plainer we can get. So we are on the third day. And he commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into one place, and the dry land to appear. And the waters did so as he commanded them, and they retired from off the face of the earth into one place according to their separate gathering places, and all the rivers and the gatherings of the waters in the mountains and on the earth, all the earth, and all the lakes and all the dew on the earth, and the seed which he sown is all sprouting things, the fruit-bearing trees and the trees of the wood, and the garden of Eden, in Eden, and all the plants after their kind. These four great works God created on the third day, and on the fourth day he created the sun and the moon and the stars, and set them in the firmament of heaven, to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and night. Rule over. Why did he use the stars to guide the disciples, the men, to where Yeshua was being birthed? Why did he do that? Because we should be using the stars, their energy, their significance. We should be using these portals. Astrology isn't evil. Tarot isn't evil. How you use it is evil, or determines it's evil or good. Okay? Again, like a gun. A gun isn't evil. A gun has helped this country remain free from communism and anything else for 200 plus years. A gun has done that, along with other weapons. But a gun has done that. Okay? Eden on the fourth day. Light from darkness. Okay. And God appointed the sun to be a great sign on the earth for the days. The sun is 92.94 million miles from the earth. And for Sabbaths, and for months, and for feasts, and for years, and for confirmation with the motorcycle start. Can you hear it? And for Sabbaths of years, and for jubilees, and for all seasons of the years. And it divideth the light from the darkness, and for prosperity, that all things may prosper which shoot and grow on the earth. These three kinds he made on the fourth day. And on the fifth day he created great sea monsters in the day. Again, it doesn't say that. It just says something about animals of the sea or something. He created great sea monsters in the depths of the waters, for those who wonder if they are sea monsters. For these were the things of the flesh that were created by his hands, the fish and everything. He distinguishes sea monsters from fish, and everything that moves in the waters, and everything that flies, the birds and all their kind. And the sun rose above them to prosper them, and above everything that was on the earth, everything that shoots out of the earth, and all the fruit-bearing trees, and all flesh. These three kinds he created on the fifth day. And on the sixth day he created all the animals of the earth, and all the cattle, and everything that moves on the earth. After all this he created man. A man and a woman he created them, or created he them, and gave him dominion, it says him, and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth, and in the seas, and over everything that flies, and over every over beasts and cattle, and over everything that moves on the earth, and over the whole earth. And over all this he gave him dominion. This is why Adam named the beast. Okay? And these four kinds he created on the sixth day. And there were altogether 22 kinds. 22. 22. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:55 a.m.
And he finished all his work on the sixth day. All that in the heavens and on the earth, all that is in the heavens and on the earth, and in the seas and the abysses, and the light and the darkness, and in everything. And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day. Again, that's Saturday, not Sunday. That we should work 6 days, but keep the Sabbath on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and the angels of sanctification, these two great classes he hath hidden us to keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. And he said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these will keep the Sabbath day. And I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and will bless them as I have sanctified the Sabbath day, and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so shall I bless them, and they will be my people, and I shall be their God. I love that statement. Every time I hear it, in whatever canonical text I hear it, and I've heard it in several, whenever I hear that, I love that. I will be their God, and they will be my people. There is a song that the Rock of Central Florida, I spent 20 years there again, with my Elijah Muhammad, if you will, who denounced me after I exposed what was going on in his house, right? Just like Elijah Muhammad, the physical one, did to Malcolm X, okay? By the way, Malcolm X did not come into his full ascension until after he left the Nation of Islam. After he left the Nation of Islam, because Elijah Muhammad was lying and deceiving him. Okay? He was creating racism in Malcolm X. Only after leaving the Nation of Islam did Malcolm X come to realize that he needed to work with other races and people, and that only then did he come to realize the complete truth, the whole truth, confirmation with the boom. Only then. Okay? Religiousness produces nothing but death. Religion produces nothing but death. It doesn't matter. Mormon is Muslim. It doesn't matter. It all produces Catholic, Baptist. None of it produces the truth. There is only one truth, and that truth is of oneness. Okay? Duality. That is the only truth when it all comes down to it. So the song, one of the songs early on, years ago, 2000s, when I got there in 2003, started getting cassette tapes in 2002. I was still in the military and at military intelligence school at Fort Huachuca in Arizona, Sierra Vista, Arizona. Okay? And so part of the song goes, and you will be my leaders to all nations and all people. You will summon nations you know not, and they will draw near to thee. Nations you know not will hasten to you, because every son I've set free, freedom we pour, and he'll endow splendor on you. Seek the Lord, and he will draw nearer to you. Right? So you will be my teachers, commanders and leaders to a nation that does not know you, to nations of people, to the people, to a people that do not know you. Okay? And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Sabbath day, that they may keep Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign, in accordance with which, I wonder where Sunday service came from. Confirmation birth. I wonder where Sunday service came from. I'll have to look that up instead of Saturday. Firstborn will teach them the Sabbath day, that they may keep the Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign, in accordance with which they should keep Sabbath with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink and to bless him, who hath created all things, as he hath blessed and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples, and they that should keep the Sabbath together with us. And he caused his commandments to ascend as a sweet savor, accepted before him all the days. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Jacob, and 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. Okay, so you wonder why the number is 44 is significant? There you have it. Okay, until the seventh day. This is blessed and holy, and the former also is blessed and holy, and this one serves with one for the sanctification and blessing. And to this Jacob and his seed it was granted that they should always be the blessed and the holy ones of the first testimony and law, even as he had sanctified and blessed the Sabbath day on the seventh day. He created heaven and earth and everything that he created in 6 days. And God made the seventh day holy and all his works. Therefore, all that he's created is holy. Therefore, he commanded on its behalf that whosoever doth any work thereon shall die. And that he who defileth it shall surely die. Wherefore do thou command the children of Israel to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and not do thereon any work. And 2, thereon any work shall surely die. Did I lose my place? And whoever doeth thereon any work shall surely die eternally, that the children of Israel may observe this day throughout their generations. And not be rude. Sorry, I was looking outside. The people I'm renting from is outside. I was seeing out of my peripheral. I was seeing what they were doing. And everyone generations, and not be rooted out of the land, for it is a holy day and a blessed day. And every one who observes it and keeps it, the Sabbath, thereon from all his work, will be holy and blessed throughout all the days, like unto us. Declare and say to the children of Israel the law of this day, both that we should keep the Sabbath thereon, and that we should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is not lawful to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do thereon their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is not lawful to draw water, or to bring in or take out thereon through the gates any burden. Leave them at the door. Leave your burdens at the door. That's probably where that came from. Right? Which they had not prepared for themselves on the 6th day. So whatever you didn't do on 1 through 6, don't do on the 7th. Don't try to make up on the 7th. Okay? Businesses that are open 24 hours, 7 days a week, those companies are greedy in their dwellings. And they shall not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day, for that is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Sabbath in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh, to keep Sabbath thereon on the earth. So there is a specific holy day. I remember asking Steve about the Sabbath day, and Steve said every day of the Sabbath day. That was his answer. And the creator of all things blessed it, and to some degree that is correct. Every day is holy. However, every day is not the Sabbath, as in what His divine white light is speaking to here. Okay? And the creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to keep the Sabbath thereon. But Israel alone, them alone, he permitted to eat and drink, and to keep Sabbath thereon on the earth. And the creator of all things blessed this day which he had created, for all blessing and a sanctification and a glory above all days. The law and the testimony was given to the children of Israel as the law forever unto their generations. Where are we at with time? Okay, so we will go to the next section here. Okay, we will, let's do this section and then we will end it for now. Okay. Paradise and the fall. So we can see how this is going into much more detail than your Bible, right? It's mentioning things that, again, man did not want you to know. And on the 6 days of the 2nd week, we brought, according to the word of God, unto Adam all the beasts and all the cattle. Here we go with the naming. And all the cattle and all the birds and everything that moveth on the earth and everything that moveth on the water, according to their kinds and according to their types. The beasts on the 1st day, the cattle on the 2nd day, the birds on the 3rd day, and all that moveth on the earth on the 4th day, and all that moveth on the water on the 5th day. And Adam named them, and Adam named them all by their respective names. And as he called them, so was their names, even till this day. It doesn't say even till this day, but even till this day. And on these 5 days, Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind. So he called the lion a lion and the lioness a lioness. The male lion, or the male, the lion, and the female, the lioness. Also, confirmation, also, my spirit animal is the seahorse. I believe the seahorse is the only species that produces after the male seahorse is the only species that can produce, okay, of their own, according to every kind that was on the earth. But he was alone and found no helpmeet for him. So when he named the animals, Eve was not with him. And the Lord said unto us, it is not good that man should be alone. And he said us as in the angels, as in the esoteric beings and Adam, okay, should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. And the Lord our God caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept, and he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs, and this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs, and he built, I'm thinking of a funny story about a group of friends that I met back when I was 16. We all worked at the movie theater, and one of the females, we were at a memorial celebration for Carrie. She was actually the lady I took to prom, my senior prom, and she's American and Asian, by the way. That might be significant, and for you, but she, this particular woman, her name is Shay, and she was talking about, we were obviously, there was food there, okay, and it was a celebration of life for Carrie, who had passed. She passed in 2017, exactly 4 months after I got my kidney transplant. So kidney transplant, after 4.5 years of dialysis, I spent 3 years off the transplant list because of the rare autoimmune virus. I was waiting for research to show that the rare autoimmune virus would not come back and attack the transplanted kidney, okay? So I did not want to go on I did not want to be on the transplant list just to waste a kidney. Okay, so a year and a half or 3 years later, I was assured that would not happen, because they break your immune system down to like 1%, right? It's broken way down in order for your body to accept this foreign object, okay, and incorporate it into the rest of your body function without rejecting it, okay? And so today I'm an unlicensed nephrologist. I am an unlicensed nephrologist because of my knowledge and wisdom concerning the kidneys, its function, how to take care of it, and that sort of thing. And again, my 4.5 years of dialysis. I was on the transplant list for only a year and a half before I got the call on 7/6 for a transplant that took place on 7/7 of 17. Carrie passed on 12/7 of 17. Okay? Again, that was my prom date in 1993. 93 or 12 might be significant for you, or 39. Where are we at here? Slept. And he built. Okay. And this rib was the origin of the woman Oh, so the rib thing, Shay, we were at this life celebration, and we had food there, and there were ribs there, and one of the guys whose name is Hak Jun, again, he's Asian. Again, that's Asian. Also, my witness, her name is Marsha, started dialysis 3 months after I did, was in the hospital for 88 days. Hers was not due to an unforeseen illness. Hers was due to the lack of care for herself. She was a diabetic and did not take care of herself well. She passed on 1/28 of 2020, 2 days after Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash. Okay? And so, yeah, very Asian. See, there's something with the Asian today. They're coming out. There's something with the Asian culture today. Maybe the divine feminine who's coming toward, or masculine. I'm a divine feminine. If you don't know what that is, you can be a divine masculine or a divine feminine. You can function in your feminine or masculine energy. You have both. Just like you have an angel and a devil on your shoulder. Okay? You have light energy and dark energy. Okay? I am a male this lifetime, but my high vibration energy is divine feminine energy. Okay? So the divine masculine coming towards me might be of Asian. I don't know why Asian's coming out today. It's 3 different mentions of Asian people that were Asian. But he was teasing her because he was eating his ribs with a fork and she was eating them with her hands. And he was teasing her, and it was an ongoing joke for years about eating ribs with your hands and how you don't eat them with a fork. And it was just a funny joke amongst us. Okay? And he built up the flesh in its stead and built the woman. And he awakened Adam out of his deep sleep, and on awakening he arose on the 6th day. And he brought her to him, and he knew her, and said to her, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She will be called my wife," or wife, because she was taken from her husband. And therefore, there's something with the letters IFE, knife, wife, life. There's something with the IFE. Okay? Therefore shall man and wife be one. And therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib in the first week was Adam created, and the rib his wife. In the second week he showed her unto him. For this, I keep burping, confirmation burps. And for this reason, the commandment was, is that a siren? 1 second. Thought that was a siren for confirmation. In the second week, he showed her unto him, and for this reason, the commandment was given to keep in their defilement for a male 7 days, and for a female twice 7 days. And that's interesting. I wonder what that means, what that speaks to. Keep in their defilement. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, he brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 80th day. And after this, she entered into the garden, and for this reason the commandment it is written on the heavenly tablets in regard to her that giveth birth. It might be speaking to a menstrual cycle about the 7 and 14 days, I'm not sure. If she beareth a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days, according to the first week of the days. And 33 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying. 33. Master builder 33. I am. And she shall not touch any hallowed thing or holy thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until she accomplish these days which are enjoined in the case of a male child. But in the case of a female child, I'm guessing it's going to be twice as long, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks, and according to the first 2 weeks, and 60 days, or 66 days, in the blood of her purification, and they will be in all 80 days. That's why in the 80th day, right, we see that up there. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is holier than all the earth besides, and every tree that is planted in it is holy, every tree. Therefore, there was ordained regarding her who beareth a male or a female child, the statute of those days, that she should touch no holy or hallowed thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female child are accomplished. This is the law and testimony which was written down for Israel, in order that they should observe all the days. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it. And there's something about 7. I'm a life path 7. You might be a life path 7. Years tilling and keeping it. And we gave him work and instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. And he tilled the garden, and was naked, and knew it not, and was not ashamed. And he protected the garden from the birds and the beasts and the cattle, and gathered its fruits, and ate, and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and put aside that which was being kept. And after the completion of the 7 days, or 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years exactly, and in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, Has God commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And she said to him, Of all the fruit of the trees of the garden hath God said unto us, Eat. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said unto us, Ye shall not eat thereof, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that on the day that you eat thereof, your eyes will be opened, and you will be as gods, and you will know good and evil. So, let me talk about this for a second. So, the devil told Eve a truth. Okay? So, yeah, she knew she was not supposed to eat of that tree. Okay? Her or Adam. Okay? But their protection was not knowing good and evil. Their eyes were not, again, Adam did not know he was naked, so he was not ashamed. I trust that Eve wasn't. Perhaps she was covered in the days during her menstrual cycle, right? Covered, right? So that for cleanliness, okay? But they were unaware of the evil that lurked outside of the Garden of Eden. They were about to find out, though. 39:29 on the timer. So they were about to find out. Okay? So he lied to her and told her a truth. Okay? So, Okay. And the woman saw the tree, that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye. So that's what the enemy does. The enemy makes themselves look pleasant to the eye. The woman winking at you, the guy who buys you a drink. Yep, Not always, obviously, but generally, yes, that's the case, okay? And that its fruit was good for food, and that he took thereon and ate. And when she had first covered her shame, did I skip something? And the woman saw that that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was good for food, and she took thereof and ate. And when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave therefore to Adam. So she already saw her nakedness and was ashamed. Gave it to Adam to eat. It's funny, he didn't ask her, why did you suddenly cover yourself? It's funny. And his eyes were open, and he saw that he was naked. And he took fig leaves and sewed them together, and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. And for God, let me just say this, I've never been on a nude beach, but with what I've been blessed with, I have no shame walking around naked. I would have no shame walking around naked. Yeah. And God cursed the serpent and was wroth with it forever. And I'm a celibate man today. And again, 2 years this time. This is my third stint of celibacy. The first two lasted 3 years each. Okay, I have not known a woman since 2022. And he was wroth with the woman because, or angry, and she hearkened to the voice of the serpent, and did, because she did, and did eat. And he said unto her, I shall greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy pains. In sorrow shall thou bring forth children. So she was already dealing with the days, right? The 33 days and the 66 days that she had to deal with uncleanness, and not, right, after bearing a male or a female respectively. Now she's going to be dealing with pain. And thy return shall be unto thy husband, and he will rule over you. And to Adam, by the way, man, that doesn't mean, do what I say, woman. That's not what that means. Don't be a dumbass. Okay, that's not what that means. Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, that thou shouldest not eat thereof. Cursed be the ground for thy sake. Thorns and thistles arose. Prior did not have thorns, and there were no thistles. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, or cockabugs. You remember cockabugs, right? Those little sticky things they get on. That's what we call them. I don't know what the scientific name is. And thou shalt eat thy bread in the sweat of thy face, till thou returnest to the earth from whence thou wast taken. For earth thou art, and unto earth thou return. And he made from them coats of skin, and clothed them, and sent them forth from the garden, and they ended up in the cave of treasures. I covered that on this channel. So if you want to know what the cave of treasures and Adam's and Eve's journey many years, hundreds of years after they were kicked out of the garden, go to the playlist and find those. Okay, they are available on this channel. And he made for and on that day on which Adam went forth from the garden, he offered a sweet savor, and offering frankincense, galbanum, and stack. I'm not sure how to say that word. S-T-A-C-T-E, steak, and spices, in the morning with the rising of the sun, from the day when he covered his shame. And on that day was closed the mouth of all beasts and cattle and the birds, and where whatever walketh and whatever moveth, so that they could no longer speak. So in the garden, Adam could speak. Adam was Dr. Doolittle. Thank you, Eddie Murphy. Adam was Dr. Doolittle in the Garden of Eden, talking to the animals. I remember with my dog Sadie, my Cane Corso, I had our connection had gotten to the point to where I could speak to her without me even opening my mouth. I could call her and she would come to me without me seeing her. She could be around the corner, outside, in the yard, wherever. I could call her and she would come without me even opening my mouth. Okay? For they had all spoken one with another with one lip and with one tongue. That's not in Genesis. You will not find that there. And he sent out of the Garden of Eden all flesh that was in the Garden of Eden, and all flesh was scattered according to its kind, and according to all its types, unto the places with which he created for them. And Adam alone did he give the wherewithal to cover his shame, and all the beasts and cattle. On this account, it is prescribed on the heavenly tablets as touching all those who know the judgment of the law, that they should cover their shame and should not uncover themselves as the Gentiles uncovered themselves. Gentiles just meaning lawless people, fallen Anunnaki, Nephilim, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's all that speaks to, right? And on the new moon, on the 4th month, Adam and his wife went forth from the Garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Eldah, again in the cave of treasures, in the land of their creation. And Adam called the name of his wife Eve. And they had no son till the first Jubilee, and after this he knew her. Now he tilled the land as he had been instructed in the Garden of Eden. Okay? So we will go ahead and stop our reading there. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, for listening, for 47:33 on the timer. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 10:30 a.m.
I was getting a word this morning. Let me look up, what is this word? Let me find out what it is. I'll ask Alexa to. Oh, Alexa, what does indigent mean?
As an adjective, indigent is usually defined as lacking food, clothing, and other necessities of life because of poverty, needy, poor, impoverished. As a noun, indigent is usually defined as a person who is indigent. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for indigent.
Okay, so that is what's happening to the enemy. Again, during our What's My Aura reading this morning, as we're going through that book, there was a notification confirmation that came on the screen that spoke to the Director of Secret Service resigning. Someone's being fired, being let go, for those of you who are on that timeline with the chosen ones, the esoteric, high vibrational earth angels, empaths, healers, ascended masters here, extraterrestrial beings, light workers, star seeds. Okay, so again, thank you so much as always for tuning in. My name is Nehru, and this is Esoteric Guidance, helping us all become our highest, purest, truest version of ourselves possible. And we do that through allowing and rejecting what doesn't serve our highest good, and allowing life to happen for us, because life has a job, and life's job is to help us become our highest, purest, truest self. Life does that through sometimes tragedy, taking people from us in what appears to be tragic ways, through death. Life does that with diseases, illnesses that we can alchemize and heal. Life does that in a number of different ways. You get fired from your job if you are not there and it wasn't done for karmic reasons, okay? You have to be the discerner of your own life. Okay? So thank you so much as always, or thank you so much as always, and be encouraged.